All right, so we got arrow number 1 here. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 3 different techniques that I do for my typical archery practice routine. And those being 1, warm up, 2, pick a spot, and the other one, the last one that I wanna talk about is 1 arrow training. I don't do this every single day, but it is something that I like to implement in my weekly routine, so we'll talk about that as well. So let's get into number 1, warming up. So when I'm warming up, really the thing that I'm focused on is just warming up the shoulders, feeling that shot break, pulling through my shot. I'm really not worried about hitting a particular spot. I like to aim for a bigger spot when I'm just now starting to shoot for the day. So I'll pick the center, my target down there, and I'll just start pounding a few arrows into it, making sure that I'm keeping good form the entire time. So I got my anchor points, my jaw, tip of the nose, corner of the mouth, pulling through the shot. And I usually practice with 4 arrows. I don't know why I picked that number, but it's just the one that seems to work the best for me. Arrow number 4 here. Let's go check out those shots. So once I've done that 2 or 3 times and I've put 10 to 12 arrows downrange, I feel like my shoulders are going, I'm engaging my back, I'm pulling through my shot, pin's floating good. Now I start getting into the real meat and potatoes of my practice, and I have a dual-sided target that has 5 circles, black circles on one side, and then heart and lungs on the other. So what I like to do is start with the side with the 5 dots and really start picking my spots. And what I mean by picking my spots is picking a singular dot, a different one on each corner or in a different variety each time. That way I'm focused on shooting a singular spot and not just letting my pin settle and rest in the middle of the target and just shooting. Because it's really easy if you have a bag with, just 1 circle in the middle of the target to get on it, get that pin on somewhere in the middle and just shoot. Somewhere in the middle and just shoot. When I'm picking a spot, I'm being a lot more intentional. So that's what I'm gonna do with these next few shots is I'm gonna pick my spot, a different one of these each black dots each time. I have 4 arrows and we're gonna shoot those. Just going for bottom right on that one, top right. And like I said, these are in no order. So now we'll go bottom left. And obviously, so we got 2 blocks left. We could either go middle or top left, but I'm gonna go top left because it's a little bit smaller of a dot, a little closer to the edge, and it makes me focus a little more. All right. Let's go check those arrows out. So I can tell you guys, when I start practicing the pick a spot, my second type of practice that I do, this is when I usually realize that I suck at archery. And it will show you a lot, even at 20 yards. We got some shots from 20 yards. Like I said, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. And we're in the black. We're on the edge on 3 of them and out on 1. So this is the timing where I'm really gonna critique myself now that I'm warmed up, and I'm gonna focus on just picking a singular spot on the target, not one that I shoot repetitively time after time after time. I'm picking a new spot each time on the target and focusing on hammering it. So I do wanna say, as I'm picking up these arrows, this picking a spot type of training is, I would say, the bulk of my practice. So if I shoot 10 to 12 arrows getting warmed up, the next 20, 25 arrows are probably going to be picking a singular spot on the target and executing the shot. Consistency over quantity guy. I would rather shoot 10 arrows a day, 7 days a week, than 70 arrows a day once a week. But on a consistent day, when it's not 106 degrees in Texas, I'm usually shooting for 25 to 30 arrows a day. And I have a very small backyard, so I can only max out around 30 yards. So you can implement these same routines at different varying distances as well. So step 3 of my training routine is what I like to call one arrow training. And this is implemented best on its own. So imagine you bring your bow out of the shop, or you bring your bow out of the house, and the first thing that you're going to do, take it out, put your stabilizers, put your release on, and shoot you a singular arrow, one arrow at the target. And why this is called one arrow training is you only get one shot. I learned this from the author of Crimson Arrows, Iyad Yawi, and the reason that he implements this strategy and why I've been doing it for years now too is because in a hunting situation in the fall, things happen. You might be rushing out the door on a weekend, you didn't get to practice much during the week, and when you get into the stand, you're most likely going to get one opportunity anyways. So practice how you hunt. If you're only going to get one shot in the woods, what you should try to do is emulate that when you're practicing as well. And most likely this shot is going to be cold. You're not going to be warmed up. You're not going to have practiced a ton that morning. So just go out, shoot you one cold shot, and that's it. And I like to do this in conjunction with my normal training routine. So if I shoot 30 arrows in the morning, I'll go out once in the evening and shoot a singular shot at the bag and just live with those results. And sometimes the results will haunt you and you'll be pissed off for the rest of the day, and that's okay. So here we go, let's shoot one arrow. So here I'm gonna go middle of the heart for this shot. All right, I think I'll be happy with that one. So obviously I didn't do this shot cold, so it's not completely fair, but this is how I would typically do it. Come out, shoot that one arrow. I said middle of the heart. And we are in fact right in the middle of the heart. So, like I said, it's a pretty easy 3-step process that I use to practice archery. It's 1, 10 to 12 arrows on a warm-up. 2, picking a spot. You can do that for as many arrows as you want. And then 3, incrementally, not every single day, but a couple times a week, I like to implement shooting one arrow. The one arrow strategy is one that's helped me a ton, helps me focus and think about it through a bow hunting lens when I'm shooting the target. A lot of times you're only gonna get one shot, so you should probably practice that way. All right guys, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. If you're gonna do any of these 3 steps for training archery, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on the video. We appreciate you guys watching so much. If you guys wanna check out some merch, it's huntersadvantagemerch.com. We got black hats, we got camo, we got black with black patch. Just check them out on our website. And thanks again for watching the video, guys. We're gonna keep making a ton of new content for you guys. And we got some hunts coming up, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, so we got some cool stuff coming your way. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.